of Prince Promotions, No Mercy 3.
I swear to God, we're the mace.
Box.
Round 3.
We're back. And now Hambali's gone southpaw on us.
He's changed it up there.
He's changed it up again, so he's changing his stance quite erratically, yet regularly somehow.
A little bit of Terence Crawford about him here tonight. He changes from orthodox to southpaw, one of the best sort of boxers on the pound-for-pound list. But Christian Focev now in centre ring, trying to control centre ring. And you look at his amateur pedigree, had the 11 fights with the 10 wins, the 1 loss, and also 2 Victorian titles. So he comes from sort of quite a distinguished amateur background, and he's sort of translating that onto the professional scene and looking to make it 5 wins here tonight. He's only got the 1 KO, but he's not really a knockout artist, Christian Focev. He more systematically breaks down his opponents and racks up the points.
The guard's a little bit tighter now. Now he's starting to keep both hands up. He's not dropping that lead as much. They're switching the southpaw himself. They're making it a little bit difficult for each other, just changing stance and keeping each other guessing. Real physical game of chess, this one.
Yeah, definitely trying to sort of hypnotise each other, changing the stances, and he went for that loaded up left hand there, the 38-year-old Derek Hambali, but didn't come to fruition on the face of Christian Pretty Boy Focev. And now Pretty Boy Focev, he'll look to step it up in the remaining 2 rounds, works off the jab, and definitely on the balls of his feet. Beautiful counter right hand there from Focev as the crowd went up in unison for that shot. You can hear Igor Focev sort of telling Christian Focev to keep his hands up, and that's something that he'll need to improve on as his career goes forward.
Especially if the opponent's a big hitter, you know, you don't want to give any opportunity at all. You can drop the hands and you can wear the shots if the power isn't there from your opponent. But when you're fighting someone that's, you know, physically a bit stronger or possesses that arsenal in the glove that would deliver the power through, geez, if your guard's down, it's going to be a hard night at the office for you. So he's got to have that diversity of dimension in his defence.
Keep him up. Keep him up.
You're definitely risky against the power hitter, but we look at some of the super lightweights on the Australian scene. The current Australian super lightweight champion is Justin Frost, who'll be fighting Blake Minto very shortly for that title. And then some other names, you've got the likes of Kane Clark, Victor Adindo, James McDonald and Steve Sparks. So they're some of the names on the Australian domestic scene.
Let me tell you, against someone like Kane Clark, having your hands down is going to make it a hard night at the office for you. He's a big hitter, that boy, and if you give him any sniff of an opening, he's going to put the leather on the face. So Focev, potentially fighting guys like that is going to have to tighten up on the defence.
Definitely mouth-watering matchups as we come towards the end of round number 3.
That
brings it into round number 3. But for me, Mr. Focev will take that round 10-9.
Yeah, agree with you there, Jordan. Focev busy, getting the shots in, and doing it fine at this point.
We've got an auction happening tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Your winning prize, a gaming arcade cocktail machine with 412 games. Buy your raffle tickets.
Look for the big counter shot there was Hambali. But Focev, good movement. Good movement indeed. Probably that would come from training with Futsala. You know, the lighter fighter, the fast mover will make your reaction time improve. So that's probably one of the benefits of Focev training with Futsala.
Yeah, definitely Futsala, a high twitch, fast twitch opponent or sparring partner. But Focev really in cruise control in that third
Seconds
round.
down.
We all head to the final round.
Both fighters touch gloves. This is the 4th and final round.
Here we go again. Focev Hambali, international matchup here. Australia versus Indonesia. Focev bouncing up on the balls of his feet. Pretty boy. Fires out the jab, rapid fire jab. Hambali a little slow. He's more of a counter fighter, hard power, counter fighter, as was his counterpart we fought earlier. They're very similar in style, those two, the Indonesians. But against fighters of the high work rate and high movement of the Lions Den crew, it's really not going to work for them.
He's definitely going to sort of find it hard to get a decision victory here tonight if he's not letting his hands go enough. But to be fair, he's probably let his hands go a little bit more than his countrymen in Johan.
Yeah, correct.
But Focev really sort of eating him up here with the leather landed on the face in this opening sort of part of round number 4. He's watching his opponent closely, Christian Pretty Boy Focev.
Focev again, angles, throwing the punches out, snappy jab. He's got that lead hand down. Not my favourite guard, but he's working for him.
Let him up.
Of sorts.
Pass on the break.
He's sort of in that shoulder roll, Philly shell sort of stance.
Yeah.
Get a few of the American sort of fighters in that stance as well. The likes of Floyd Mayweather, who's one of the best at it, but he's definitely at the sort of the top frame there, the elite. And Adrian Broner's another one who uses the shoulder roll technique. But that's what Christian Focev's doing here tonight. Watching his opponent closely, keeping a sort of high guard here and working that jab. Just trying to sort of feint and see the movements of his opponent here in Derek Hambali. But what Hambali needs is a knockout for a victory here tonight. I don't think he's got the firepower to get it.
He's looking well weathered now, Hambali, especially after he took that big left hook there from Focev. He sort of shook his head. And he's a little bit in all sorts at the moment. I think it's really confounded and not able to find any clear openings on Focev, Hambali. Focev now just on the balls of the feet, having fun. He's enjoying himself in there. Fourth and final round. I think he's pretty convinced he's done the job here at Focev. So as the seconds tick down in the fourth and final, it's going to be potentially another good night at the office for him.
Yeah, this is another outing he sort of needs, Focev. You need to get the rounds up in the early stages of your career, considering this is his 5th fight, and then he can move to the big fish. But he's doing quite well on No Mercy number 3 tonight. Having said that, a beautiful right hand there from Derek Hambali as John Demacoli has announced that 30 seconds remaining, and to be exact, 21 seconds left in round number 4.
Again, Focev now back to Orthodox v Orthodox here. Hambali trying to create something, looking for the Hail Mary, looking for the big finish. He knows he really needs to knock Focev out to have any chance of winning this fight. Focev has other thoughts moving, just peppering out the punches, keeping the scores going. That is all. 4 rounds of non-stop action. This international matchup, Prince Promotions, done it again. Focev just popping the jab, even though it's off the hip often. He still works it effectively. The uppercut was one of the better punches that Focev possessed for this fight. Landed some nice body shots as well.